Hi guys, Fifa here, want his 92 rated prime icon moments Alan Shearer player review. As I mentioned in my last video, I've decided to mix up the format of these reviews a little bit, so I've gone back to doing some commentary, but just let me know in the comment section which you prefer. Do you prefer commentary, or do you prefer just music over the top of clips? Anyway, this is the team I started him in. We've got Schmeichel in goal, whose review is also on my channel if you're interested in watching that. We've got Walker, Varane, Sanchez and Cornet in defence, Lahm, Rice and Rui Costa in midfield, with Mane, Shearer and Bowen in attack. Alan Shearer is 6 foot, he's got high attacking and medium defensive work rates, he's right footed and has a 2-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot. So looking at some of his attributes, he's got 86 acceleration, 95 attack positioning, shot power and volleys, 98 finishing and penalties, 88 long shots, 87 free kick accuracy, 84 short passing, 91 reactions, 86 ball control, 90 composure, 95 heading accuracy, 89 jumping, 87 stamina, 91 strength, with 82 aggression. And then moving on to his traits, he has the power free kick, power header and outside the foot shot. And just moving on to his icon profile quickly, Shearer got this card for scoring 5 goals in an 8-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. As we go into the in-game clips, I'll talk about some of the things I liked and didn't like about this card. 85 pace at this point in the game definitely isn't quick. In fact, there's a lot of central defenders being released now with a similar pace stat to this. But I have to say he didn't feel too slow in game, and he's still more than usable at this point in FIFA, depending on your playstyle. His shooting and attack positioning are by far the best areas of Shearer's ability in FIFA. I would say his 95 attack positioning does help his lower pace rating, because he's always looking to make great runs through the defence. 98 finishing puts him up there with some of the best strikers in the game in front of goal, and it's no surprise I finished with a positive goal to game ratio whilst using him, even if I wasn't playing too great. His shot power also makes it very difficult for the goalkeepers to react to the shot and attempt to make a save. 88 long shots also means that he's just as clinical outside the box as he is inside it. Plus 95 volleys means that no matter what chance you have in front of him, there's a high possibility of him scoring. 98 penalties are basically perfect, and he'll no doubt be one of the best players on your team when it comes to taking penalties. He also has 87 free kicks, which is a decent stat, especially for a striker. The one thing I will say though is that although he could take your corners, I think he's the sort of player that you'd want receiving the corner rather than the person taking it. And that's because his heading ability is actually really good in game. He is 6 foot and it's not the tallest for a striker, it's not small either, but he does win a surprising amount of headers. I mean, he has 89 jumping, which is great, and once he does win the header, he has 95 heading accuracy and the power header trait, so if he does win the header, most of the time, he will score or at least challenge the goalkeeper. As a category overall, his dribbling is a little bit disappointing, although I would say it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. 81 agility and 80 balance can make him difficult to turn with, but I wouldn't say he felt slow whilst dribbling. Some players feel slowed down by lower dribbling stats, and this wasn't something I noticed with Shearer. His first touch and ball control, however, were both quite decent, which allows you to pass the ball into him inside the box, to be able to take a touch and then shoot. Both his reactions and composures are great stat-wise, which allows him to be quick to react to changing situations, whilst under pressure he doesn't suffer from changes in power or accuracy when it comes to passing or shooting. Speaking of passing, his passing in short yard situations is decent enough. However, over longer distances, you might notice his lower passing stat and his average vision, which impacts the types of passes he can make. Again, his crosses are also quite average, and he has 82 curve, which is just about good enough not to impact the card negatively. Of course, defensively, Shearer doesn't really offer anything, so I wouldn't play him any lower than the striker position. So when it comes to overall physicality, I've already talked about his jumping as part of his heading. 87 stamina is good enough to last a full 90 minutes, as Shearer is not the type of player you'll be doing a lot of running on the ball with. It doesn't really impact him as much in-game as it would do with some other strikers. 91 strength is really noticeable with this card, and he's been one of the only players that I've used so far in FIFA 22 that I've seen my opponent actually struggle to push off the ball. Shearer does only have a 2-star skill move rating, which is quite disappointing, and it does limit the ways in which you can beat your opponent. Although, with the type of striker Shearer is, I wouldn't recommend doing skill moves with him anyway, as he doesn't have the overall dribbling ability to make these that effective. He does have a 4-star weak foot though, which was quite reliable for me, and when it came to passing and shooting, I never had any problems on his left foot. So overall, I'm going to give prime icon moments Alan Shearer an 8.6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And to request any future content, please leave a comment in the comment section below on your player suggestions, and I'll be sure to reply.